It's getting really hard to think of things to talk about on YouTube because, every time I try to think of something, I also have to think about, well, what am I trying to accomplish on YouTube? What's the point of this whole video world where people disembody themselves to just put pure thoughts out there and, download the inner workings of their brain or mind straight into the eyeballs and ears of hundreds, potentially thousands, potentially millions of other people. And so there's a lot of expectation or anticipation for what this act of communication really amounts to, or could possibly amount to, or at least, what's the goal in all of this? What am I trying to do? What are other people trying to do? What should we be trying to do together? All these questions are, burning, so it's hard to just jump in and try to say something significant. Because let's just say that we're all here to find the truth, right? We all want to know what it is so that we can do it. And so we debate and we discuss and philosophize about what must be the case of the world. In practice, it turns out that for the most part, YouTubers are here to give a PowerPoint presentation about their particular philosophical perspective, defend it against critics. So basically it's about erecting boundaries and challenging others to cross them, and then, from there we engage and see what happens, see who wins the war of words. And then, in this sense, I guess that type of a discourse on YouTube, it's what I'm a part of. It's better than the mainstream YouTube, the videos that get hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of views. They don't tend to say anything as meaningful as, the smaller community of 1,000 or 500 or less views, where people actually try to pay attention to what other people are saying and actually communicate on a more subtle level than just the mass pop culture mind. So, this type of argumentation, this logical debate and defending of philosophical turf is, it's great. I think, it's more entertaining than the other videos that get millions of hits, but, it just depends what you mean by entertainment. I guess entertainment, really, you're talking about something that just takes your mind and sends it on a trip for a little while. Takes your thinking ego just out of the picture. In other words, the mind that reflects, challenges, assertions, and, turns back into itself in order to evaluate not only the world, but its perspective of the world. And that's sort of just washed away when you're being entertained. You're just pulled into what you're watching. I think there's a philosophical community that's built up here that can go a layer behind that. Not just be entertained, but actually participate in what's occurring. Because, we can respond, we can communicate, we can exchange, and not just sell. We can buy and sell with the goal of our common good. So it's not just that I'm trying to buy up all these good ideas so that I have the biggest castle. It should probably be more like we're all trying to build a single castle for everybody to live on, because after all, we do live on one planet. One planet with finite resources. We all breathe the same air, drink the same water, survive off the same food sources. So we ought to be working together. And our search for the truth, I think we have to acknowledge, well, it's an intersubjective truth. It's not whatever I want the truth to be. It's whatever we agree together that the truth ought to be. That's what we're searching for here. You know, so the wall building and boundary making and concept defending activities, philosophical wars, they're entertaining, but fundamentally missing the point, which is that we're here to make our way through boundaries, to communicate, to relate. We're more here for that than we are to erect them. There are plenty of boundaries erected, plenty of philosophical shells to think yourself into, and defend from within, from anything that may, you know, contradict it. But those seem to be missing the point, or you know, just the reality of existence, of life, of passing away from a birth towards an inevitable end in death. That is, it sort of makes it obvious that trying to have the best castle is impossible. It's just self-defeating, because the castle inevitably is falling apart. Inevitably. So what are you defending? In fact, the castle doesn't even exist. It's just a figment of a mind fixated on the past and not taking the future into account, which of course is always available to it. I mean, we're temporal beings. Consciousness is consciousness by virtue of the fact that it remembers a past and projects into the future. Without the assumption of that situatedness as individuals, there's no such thing as consciousness. There's no such thing as thinking of a sequence of thought or a chain of events. There's none of that without our awareness of both past and future. Past, present, future, these are all part of the present moment. Otherwise we wouldn't know what we meant by now, between the past and the future. And this is, you know, whenever I talk about the truth, I'm always careful not to think of it in any particular terms, because fundamentally the truth has to be an experience, right? Something that cannot be concealed, something that is revealed. And you know, usually when we speak, we're trying to reveal something, sure, a particular point of view, but while we reveal that point of view in language, we also conceal all other points of view. So whenever we speak, we're revealing and concealing, and the truth, whatever it is, couldn't be something which is concealed. And that's why it seems like language cannot represent the truth about the world. The truth is the world, not language about the world. Or, you know, the truth is whatever comes before the world. We'll call it experience, maybe. Truth lies there somewhere. Something beyond, before, between language, words. So we gotta be careful here on YouTube. We gotta remember what our project is really about. That is transforming who and what we are.